Robverse Dinosaur Battlefield, the Carnivorous King T-Rex Speed Review, Hulk Hands, let's go!
Articulation.
First thing you notice, this guy is big, really friggin' big. This is a heavy, bulky, and sturdy action figure, but the details, sculpt, and paint are top notch. Everything has a wash or a dry brush. So kudos to Axytoys and cheers for the review copy. He's gonna be live on Big Bad Toy Store and 5K Toys. Going up to the neck, it is a McFarlane style. So a barbell in the torso, it connects to the skull, and a hollow connector piece in the middle. We spared no expense. Torso is double jointed for a little hula hoop action, but like bulky Marvel Legends, little tilt back, little tilt down. Single jointed elbows, hold the pose and hold the angle. And again, for the weight and bulk of this figure, the joints hold together surprisingly well. Best of all are the wrist joints, which are as smooth and buttery as you'd hope. Jack Dino Bros pose. Getting on down to legs though, it is a bit more limited. Now granted, he can still move forward and get a nice double kick all the way back, but no insane gymnastics here, which will be nice for holding steady for dynamic poses, but don't expect anything too crazy. Individual joints in the toes, which has always been cool ever since the Toy Biz days. The tail is primarily ceremonial, it's really just as a counterbalance. He's got a light switch in his butt that the tail plugs into. You flip on, flip off. And as cool as the articulation is, the accessories, holy cow, are something else. Winter is coming.
Accessories.
He comes with 2 Lego hand fists, a pointer hand, and an open hand. He comes with a heavy winter cape with brown fur and a velvety cape with a bendy wire for some pizzazz in the pose. Now his weapon comes in 3 parts. An axe with a toothpick, an ice pick, and a mace. The cool part is that there's a metal plug at the end of one of them, so you can double stack for some double-edged lightsaber action, or an extra pointy knife axe, or, by moving it around, a big Goron blade. My gripe though is in the hand. There is no give in those fingers, and it's clenched too tight to hold on to the handle. So effectively, you gotta use the open hands as grabby hands, or turn them into a rhinoceros. And then there's a ton of tiny little pieces. My other gripe, there are no instructions as to where these go. You can plug them in here with the fabric gauntlet, or here on a ridiculously detailed shin guard. Seriously, kudos guys on the dry brush dual tone. Just plugs in there. Then you got a second gray horn, plugs into the trophy belt up top there. Separate baggie for Triceratops horns, and the helmet that I definitely didn't put on backwards looking back in retrospect. Whoops. Now the shoulder pad here also has got a rhino horn on it. So this T-Rex King, well, he's got a trophy collection. He comes with a necklace on a string that, with no helmet on, slides over quick and easy. Neat. Take that, Mr. T. Little pterodactyl skull here, which if you lift up the woolly mammoth skull, there's a hook that just plugs right into. The blue wrap bones fit onto the gold chain, however which way you like. And then he's got 2 holes in his back, which you thread the little barbell through, plug in the shoulder pad armor, easy peasy. It does not get in the way of articulation. Continuing on with the treasure, just hangs on the gold loops on his shoulder pads. Different design for each shoulder. Dealer's choice which goes where. Skywalker Desan. Because one isn't enough, this guy comes with 2 separate helmets. The first is a jawbone helmet. It's got a stretchy band underneath, which you're supposed to be able to stretch underneath his head to get it on, but I was either too tight or I just didn't want to risk breaking it. So instead, what you can do and what I recommend doing is taking the head off entirely. Comes off super quick, super easy. And like I said, because this is a McFarlane style design, the neck piece just winds up sliding off over the connecting joint. From there, the head fits in super easy. You can stretch it over the spine piece, rebuild his neck, line it up, and it goes and all back together again. This thing ain't going nowhere. Got a couple extra horns here just for kicks, added to the top, And if you want to keep it simple, you're good to go. And again, real cool that the helmet does not impede articulation in the neck or the jaw. Nice, guys. Now, a note from the manufacturer. The Triceratops skull is supposed to fit into the top of the jawbone helmet for one sort of mega Triceratops skull helmet, but for the version I got, peg doesn't fit. So, with a little bit of stick tack lining it up nice and neatly, it sticks together and holds together as well as you would hope for. Nice, and this guy is decked out to the nines with an insanely detailed armor set. So long, King Bowser! One last thing, the cape. Now in the promo pics, there's an extra hook at the top of the cape that just plugs in to the shoulder armor. But mine didn't come with that, so what I figured instead is if you take the hook from the dangly bit, turn it upside down, you can wind up connecting everything together that way and keep the cloak in place. Absolute frickin' unit. Look at me, I'm a Cubone. Cubone. Now, that having been said, if you want to pose it and then display it, you're good to go from here. If you want to play and articulate it, I would recommend leaving most of the armor off. With all the armor and accessories on, this dude is an absolute unit. Like a centerpiece, display piece, hands down. And the coolest part, from what I can tell, is that it's a completely unique and artist-driven design. They just wanted to make something that looked really friggin' good. And stands out from the existing line of dinosaur battlefield warriors. Celebrity snap! The Carnivorous King T-Rex is an absolute unit of a figure. Top-notch detail from the sculpt to the paint to the accessories, the soft goods, and the QA to hold it together. I cannot take my eyes off it. A+ effort, guys. 10 out of 10. It's Barney. This is Robvonshoe. Subscribe. We'll see you next time.